And 3, 2, 1, here we are. I didn't do the countdown this time. Just went straight online. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Daniela Arflorio, and I am the host of this podcast, Podcast for Your Soul, part of the School of Conscious Evolution, where you can enjoy learning more about different holistic practices, spiritual practices above all. And every week I have a different guest. And this week I have Rebecca White. And Rebecca, welcome. Welcome back, I should say. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for having me back.
It's so exciting. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I mean, like, life is throwing all of the different challenges at me, but it's fine.
Yes, we were just talking a minute ago about it, weren't we? It's like quite of a challenge there some days, isn't it? And we always know that we are going to be okay after that.
Yeah.
So, but it's exciting, and we are now live. I have tried to send out as much notice as possible to people. So as we are waiting for our followers to join us, I just wanted to say that you have you've been here a guest before back in October, and there was quite a bit of interest for what you do, and there are quite a few things that I would like to touch base with. And so first of all, can you talk to us a little bit about your practices and how you came to become a cacaoist?
So,
yeah.
No. What's the rest of the question? Well, I have the whole question, so then I can answer it fully.
Yeah, no. That was the question. I wanted to add actually a cacaoist, shamanic cacaoist, but it's up to you how you want to present that.
Okay, so I did Rebecca Shaman's Cacaoista training back in 2022. And she runs Ritual Cacao. She's an ayahuasca shaman as well. She's written some books that I've read about how she was the shaman's last apprentice, and he worked with Toei and ayahuasca. So she brought all of the magic of ayahuasca and the way that they do those retreats to cacao. She got the call after she'd kind of finished her apprenticeship with ayahuasca. She was given a message from San Pedro, I think, or no, Iboga, to go work with cacao, that cacao wanted to work with her. So like 25 years ago, she brought back as much cacao as she could. And she didn't know what to do with it because no one was serving cacao back then. And cacao said, serve me like ayahuasca. So that's where the ceremony comes from. It's, of course, this cacao is not ayahuasca, but it was lie down and guide them into meditation. Of course, in an ayahuasca ceremony, you're not guided because it's a psychedelic, but cacao is not a psychedelic. You can have pretty psychedelic visions, kind of, and experiences that when you explain it back to people, you just go like, wow, this sounds like I've been on a mushroom journey.
Oh, really?
How rich some of the visuals, not like it's not like seeing visuals, but like the visions in your mind can be really like real and like meaty with like detail as well. Like in my first cacao ceremony, I got consumed by the earth, and a mushroom grew out of my old body, and I was atop said mushroom, completely naked, like massive mushroom. We're talking mushroom big enough to lie on, like a duvet. And then lots of little mushrooms came up around, and they were like, oh la 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 la. And basically, that was my death and rebirth.
Wow.
But it was with mushroom, but it was in a cacao ceremony.
Yes.
Because if you think how mushrooms, the mycelium, they eat the things that are dead.
Yes.
And then they make it so that you can bring forth new life. And because I'd worked with mushrooms before, and I worked with ayahuasca, kind of all of that, and tobacco as well, ceremonial tobacco, mapacho, all of that came through for me.
Yeah. So how would you describe the difference between, for instance, ayahuasca and cacao? Is cacao more gentle then, from what you're saying?
I mean, it depends what your own inner voice is like, and if you need some harsh words and some harsh reminders and some strong reality checks, cacao can then be insistent. Like, you know, if you need those truths, and you need to get back on the path, then like is whatever voice you need to hear will come through. So it's either going to be like a gentle mothering, nudging, going, hey, like, I see you've had a really, really hard time, and like, you've done so well, like, don't give up. Or like, come on, you said you were going to do this, you're fully capable of doing this, so like, when are you actually going to get on with that? So there's but it's whatever you need to hear so that you can actually make that a reality, because at the end of the day, this ceremony is about bringing back wisdom and guidance for you to implement in life. Like, there is a certain amount of clearing and cleansing that you can do. I will guide people to let go of the old stagnant energy out through the soles of the feet like black sludge, so you can feel then a lot cleaner and clearer in in-person ceremonies. I'll burn a lot of stuff. I'll burn a lot of frankincense and myrrh, and I've got like a smorgasbord of resins that I love to use. And I'll use rattles, and sometimes I will use tobacco as well, just to keep everything moving off and out.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. I mean, I'm just like mesmerized even, by the fact that, it is possible to actually move about to different products. I wouldn't call them substances really. And I just wanted to say a quick hello and good evening and good day and welcome to our followers. So we have Krish, we have hello Krish from South Africa, we have Nancy, we have Val from the US, Deliciously Cavalier. Good evening, Val. Nancy, hello, Nancy. I think Nancy is based in New York. I'm not sure, but Nancy is in the US. We've got Olga from London. Good evening, everyone. I'm aware that there are other people watching us at the moment, so please do feel free to pop in and say hi. And also remember that if you want to understand more about alternative practices such as using cocoa or cacao.
No, it's not cocoa.
Yeah.
It's just spelled weird.
Yeah. Well, no, the thing is, we call it cacao in Italian, for instance, and it's in. I suppose you say cacao because I suppose it's based in South America. Is that right?
Yeah, or it's spelled Kakaw, cacao.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, cocoa is actually the African name for it.
Right.
But they put I don't quite know where the A comes from at the end of cocoa, but yeah, because I always thought it was like, is that a different thing? No, it's the same plant tree. It's just cocoa is when it's called cocoa, it's more indicative that it's maybe been processed more into powder, because a lot of African cacao is for the chocolate market, and they don't want it in a paste. They want it in a powder because so they want to separate the fat from the solids so that they can then mix it back together in whatever way they want it. Because if you have it in a paste, it's going to have as much fat in it as that type variety of cacao has. And if you're a chocolate maker, you want to control how much fat is in your chocolate, because it will affect how it melts and
Right. Okay,
so that's where
very,
you get these two different names, like
yes,
same tree, but like potentially different. Like you could like
different processing of
yeah.
in fact, one is processed and the other one is not really.
Yeah.
And it's probably, therefore, stronger in flavor because it doesn't contain sugars, it doesn't contain all of that fat. Is that right?
So like your powder is gonna be more burnt tasting and like strong and astringent and like drying and just quite like rather unpleasant. I'm sure at some point we've all gone into the cooking cupboard when we were a kid and gone like, oh, chocolate powder for baking. And then been severely disappointed that it actually isn't like Cadbury's hot chocolate powder and that it's really like very unpleasant and not anything like chocolate at all.
Right.
Whereas if it still has the fat in it, it's not been broken apart, it's not had all those processes, so you could actually get to enjoy the flavor. I'm gonna attempt later to describe the flavor of cacao. It's very tricky.
Yes.
Sometimes to try and like describe what I have.
So let's clarify with our followers that they cannot have, or it's not the same. They cannot have a normal hot chocolate during a ceremony because basically you need the real cacao.
Yeah.
And how people, would it be easy for them to source, or it's just easy to sign up to a course? I mean, you run many, so is it easy for people to just sign up to a course? And do you provide that within the course as well, because you can source directly, I suppose?
So I don't do any. I don't have a course yet to even do like online ceremonies. Is something that I mentioned need to probably break into is doing an online ceremony. But I do have a lot of cacao in my house. I probably have about 30 kilos of 3 different kinds.
Oh gosh.
Of cacao.
So when you run the ceremonies, okay, I know that, say for instance, when I looked at your website earlier on, I noticed that you have a few in Bedford area, for instance. So when people come and do this ceremony, and they're guided by you in a ceremony, obviously they need the hot chocolate cacao. Hello, good evening, Debbie. Debbie is based in California, and she's also a friend as well as a colleague. And she has been attending quite a few cacao ceremonies. And I know she's very excited about it. So hello, lovely. Thank you for joining us. So maybe
Amazing.
You can share with us also, your experience.
Get it from in America, because it's kind of quite hard as well to source cacao in different countries, because for some reason they've like changed the rules on posting things, and like they don't like it if you ship cacao abroad. Ritual Cacao actually had like 100 kilos of cacao stuck at the border for months on end. And because they just border control were like, no, we're not going to let it through. We don't feel like letting it through this time.
So Debbie's saying she's drinking hers. So
where did you get it from, Debbie?
Where do you get yours from, Debbie? Because it's I don't know how difficult it is to source in the US. But anyways, so what happens during a ceremony then? Talk us through that. Because as for the ones that are following us now and will follow later, we will have after 8 o'clock the ceremony of about half an hour, give or take, where we will be experiencing or have a nugget, a sample, if you like, of experience. Because obviously you need to remember that while the ceremony goes on, you will be drinking that special cacao that will give you that special, will change a bit your brain's dynamic, if you like, and you will be sensing or have an experience, basically. Can we say that?
Yeah, so cacao helps you release more serotonin and dopamine, and also anandamide and phenylethylamine. These are all like happy, magical bliss molecules that make you feel a particular way. And when you feel good in yourself, you can start looking at things that maybe are uncomfortable because you feel safe. Your nervous system has sort of been what do you call it when it's been made happy.
So what I be saying actually is, yes, I use it as an offering and sit with the essence of cacao, and I welcome the love as I sit within myself, as I work through my heart chakra.
Yeah. So when you say offering, you are drinking it. I think like because that's not quite the way that I see it at the
Oh,
minute.
okay. You see,
But I
interesting.
also understand that sometimes you can sit with plant medicine as an honoring of it, so that then you can channel that plant and its wisdom, and you can be then in alignment
Mm.
with the message of
Mhm.
it. So I think same but different words,
Yes,
kind of
yeah,
thing, and
no,
like
no, I
different
understand.
understandings.
Yes, yes, no, of course, of course.
Good.
Um,
Yes, good. I got it right. Yeah.
so,
So,
if someone was into wanted to experience this,
mm.
um, how often do you? Is it something that you would need to do on a regular basis, or it just is ad hoc when you need to unblock certain channels, or
So
you
I've
want to?
used it like emotional paracetamol. So if life is throwing absolutely everything at me, and
Mm,
it I can use it as a support to help
mm,
me through, like, survive it, or soothe my nervous system if it's just getting a lot, and I'll have it maybe a few times a day.
oh,
Maybe
okay.
if I'm really stressed and I'm finding it hard to sleep, I'll have a lower dose in the evening so that I can actually get to sleep and like have it turned off. There's certain cacaos that I maybe wouldn't have in the evening. I wouldn't necessarily have a Peruvian cacao in the evening, but then I've seen some people selling Peruvian cacao and they've just been like, yeah, you can drink it whenever. So cacao also has theobromine in it, which is literally translated as God food. This is a vasodilator and a bronchial dilator. So this is where it, like, cacao opens up your heart and your mind,
Oh,
and
wow.
connects them. That this is like the heart. That this is the alkaloid, which is the heart opening alkaloid in
Yes.
cacao. However, it's very similar to caffeine, so it is stimulating. So I don't like doing, and I've never really, no, I have done one, evening cacao ceremonies, because if I want to give someone a ceremonial dose of cacao, that is a lot of stimulant for some time, like late, like because I've done them when before I did my training. I went to some cacao ceremonies in the evening, and you just get back and you're just amped up. Like, one, you've had a deep ceremony, you've had a beautiful connection with like multiple sisters, and you've shared whatever's on your heart. But also you've had a lot of something that's very similar to caffeine. So you're not going to get like those jitters, but you're still maybe going to struggle to sleep. And I would prefer people to have a good night's sleep than to have an evening ceremony with a full ceremonial dose. So
Mm,
I've
mm.
got 20 grams here because
Okay.
at least I think I did free chop it, but like, I would like to go to sleep tonight, rather than being like, why can't I sleep? I just feel so like, woo.
That's very interesting, isn't it? And Debbie says,
Mm,
I allow it to help me physically with the expansion of the blood flow to my heart,
mm,
with my mind, welcoming the forgiveness, compassion, and love.
mm,
It's quite interesting the way, so I don't know what sort of cacao, how much the quantity. I
mm,
feel that the way you are describing it, Rebecca, it feels like kind of more powerful, like straight to the point. Maybe it's the quantity, and maybe But
The
I just
stronger it
love.
is, like, the more, like, you're gonna have, like, serotonin and dopamine and all of these other bliss molecules produced. Also, the meditation that you then do, if you,
Yes.
so, like, I've done an online one recently with Rebecca. She does it for, like, the Cacaoistas, and she will talk about feeling blissed out and feeling all of that love of cacao, and the more that that's encouraged and drawn up, the better, and the better you feel. However, this was one in the evening, and I was like, I don't really want to encourage that because I also do want to go to sleep. Like, the more blissed out you feel, the more almost exciting that is. And I think I didn't have like a 40-gram dose because I was like, I also want to sleep. And if we're having a 7 p.m. cacao ceremony, I would like to go to sleep after that. And if I've had 40
So we are talking about two elements, really. The first one is the quantity, and the second one is what type of cacao you're using, in 2 words.
Debbie,
So
is that for like a ceremonial dose that you stay under 15 grams, or do you go to?
I don't know, because that's Debbie saying she stays.
Yeah, no, as I was asking.
Yeah. So sorry, I thought you were asking me. Yes. Jessie Del Rey. I don't know if you know Jessie Del Rey. She is the lady that Debbie. Jessie Del Rey is the lady that runs the ceremonies there in. I think it's Santa Monica. But she's saying that, hello, good evening, Courtney. Hey, welcome. So Debbie says she does both. So it's really wonderful to have Debbie here. She tries to come as often as she can because she runs her own podcasts as well, just before mine. So, and the thing is that having someone that has experienced it actually is quite good as well. So what would be your advice for someone that might want to attend a ceremony? Is there a better moment to attend it, or is just when you feel it?
You'll never be ready. Bit like when you go to psychedelics or like to the jungle, you're never going to be ready. If it's in your perception, it's time to find that person that you resonate with. It might be me, it might not be me, it might be someone else. You might like the shamanic journey that I take you on, or you might like a sing song, dance, connect and share kind of ceremony. Because not all cacao ceremonies are the same. Mayans will say there is no cacao ceremony, that cacao is just there as a sacrament for like sealing the deal, kind of, or celebration, like how we would use Prosecco or champagne.
Yeah, I was about to say, yes.
They would crack out the cacao. So it's and like in Ecuador, they use this as after school drink. So it's finding like what relationship you want to work with, and then what depth you want to travel to. Like these shamanic journeys that I do, you go as deep as you want to. You are in control at all times. You can resist if you want to, but that's not why people turn up. So that they can if they just follow my simple instructions, there's nothing on earth that will stop them from slipping into a deep, relaxing trance state. And that's what I say in every ceremony, because you're in control of your healing. I'm just here to hold your hand and make sure you get there. But the rest of it's on you, whether you want to let go of whatever it is that you find, and you can let go of it in that ceremony, and I can help sweep it away for you. Or it's something that you then get a to-do list. Some of the Cacaoistas on my training had to-do lists like this long that they had to go and do. They had to leave their job, they had to move house, they had to go and do this, they had to go and do that. I made a reel the other day because I didn't realize quite how much my life has changed over the last 7 years, and how your new life will cost you your old one. And I quit all my businesses. I've always been pretty much self-employed. I quit my business of 10 years. I just managed to sell it last year. And I've gone back into training with counselling. I've completely pivoted my entire life. And I knew that I would be held by cacao so I now have the time to serve the medicine. I wanted to be of service to others and not to myself, which is where I was at. And that was a huge leap of faith. And Cacao was there going like, yeah, keep doing it. This is what you need to do. You need to do this. This is how you move forward. So now I'm sitting on a podcast with you looking like Elrond from Lord of the Rings. And that's what my life is about.
That's what it's about. Yes, absolutely. And I find it, I agree with Debbie. It's beautiful, really, absolutely. And I just wanted to say, it's amazing because I, in a similar way, but different tools, if you like, I had the similar transformational experience through crystal therapy because I did a 3 years college course on crystal therapy, and my life changed forever through that. So I suppose we will. Each of us will find what resonates with us to achieve the end result, which is ultimate transformation and allowing us to move on to that path that we are destined to do. And it's beautiful that we cross paths and we can take what we need to enrich our experience and our path and keep going, and on the way, I must say, I have met some really beautiful souls, and I'm very honored with that. And just like you, I've given up last year my school job as a teacher, and I'm just doing mainly this now.
Yeah, you sound like you're super busy with it as well.
Yeah. It's just getting very busy, but like anything, it takes time, and the more it becomes busier, the less or other things that no longer serves your purpose, you need to let go. So it's kind of a natural progression, I suppose.
Well, this has been like 2 years in the making for me of just slowly unpicking my old life and like letting it blow away in the wind, and building up on this, because like most people that hold ceremonies, like you would have sat with the elders for years, and then they would have slowly like brought you in to help them with their own ceremonies, and then maybe after that you would then be able to hold your own ceremonies. And I feel like I've just been okay, there you go, you've done a week of training. Go do this thing, you can do it now. And you're like, but you just have to let spirit guide you and hold you, and like just you have to start. I started before I was ready. That was the only way I could get going, was to start before I was ready, to just start saying, okay, right, I'm going to do cacao ceremony now. Nobody booked onto it. But it was fine because I started, because then I went, I need a talking stick. I need a pot that's big enough to put cacao in. I need a ladle. I need a spoon. I need to, all these little things that you don't realize.
Everything comes and it expands around it, isn't it? Yeah. And Nancy's asking, what does it taste like? We kind of briefly touched base on it, but
so what I have here is one of I've not done myself any favors, to be honest. This is one of the hardest ones I have to describe the flavor of. This is the Satsuyaku Ecuadorian cacao from Ritual Cacao, which they no longer have. So I'm the only one, well, not the only one, but I have 15 kilos left of it because it became too expensive after the cacao price boom. That they no longer have it. I've seen also the Shipibo market, I think they now have it, but this is so delicious. It's the one that I like to use in ceremony, because when I have it at 40 grams it still tastes nice. Sometimes cacao at 40 grams tastes like Marmite, and I only think just so strong, like the same strength of Marmite is, and that's when people get tempted to put sugar in it. If I'm doing a ceremony, you are having cacao and water. That's it. I'll bring sugar because a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down if you're struggling. But you don't want to go straight in for sugar, because what you want to sit with is cacao, not coconut sugar.
Yeah.
So this one. So there's like a thickness to it. Think like a slightly like a French press coffee, how that has like a thickness to it. There's like a really fine sediment in this one. Different ones will have different levels of like grittiness or graininess or fibrousness that will give cacao a thicker texture in your mouth, and that's what also makes it feel more comforting, because it has that like body to it. And the more cacao you put in, of course, if it's a ceremonial dose, sometimes you can just spoon it out almost. It's so thick, and it's a bitter sweetness. This one is Italian hot chocolate. The one where you put like the corn flour in it, and then it's literally spoonable. Yeah, this one is like, it's if you think of like a 90% dark chocolate, but then make that nicer and sweeter, but without adding sugar, that's kind of how this one tastes. It's got a chocolatey, sweet, bitter, slightly acidic kind of flavor to it. I say to people, like when I do my cacao stalls, if you start aiming towards the flavor of coffee, you're not going to be disappointed. If you start aiming towards the flavor of Cadbury's hot chocolate, you're going to be bitterly disappointed, because it's not milky, it's not sugary. This is it. So if you aim towards coffee but think more mocha, then you're going to start like being able to enjoy what you've got, rather than having to like revert your expectations or whatever it is. But it's the saying. I've got other ones that sort of are really floral and woody and spicy. That's like Keith's cacao. Sometimes I call it cupboard cacao, because it kind of tastes like the inside of a cupboard, because it can be so woody. But in that, you get like the floralness and the spiciness. If you cook it really hot, if you make it in boiling water, or you make it with water hotter than 60 degrees, you start inviting in more bitterness. Cacao shouldn't really be astringent. It should leave like cacao butter in your mouth. Different ones from different places taste different. The same as wine, same as coffee. There is no single flavor of cacao. It's always going to kind of have that chocolatiness to it, but some will be more acidic flavors, some will be more woody, some will be maybe more bitter. So I've had one from Bali which is just sweet like milk chocolate. Yeah, like actually tastes like chocolate does. Because if you think the processing that chocolate has to go through.
Yeah, like it surprised me to some extent, because we all know that there are chocolates that are cocoa, beans that are being imported from different countries, some Africa, America, and so on. They will taste differently. Debbie's mentioning that she drinks one with coffee cinnamon. So
is that from a cacao paste?
Interesting question. Correction.
Oh,
Mexican hot cocoa. Okay.
Is that from the tablets? Because different like places will also process their cacao in different ways. So like I know that Mexicans will have like, they call it a tablet. It's just like a massive, great big chocolate button almost. So then you chop up, and it will have like a specific pattern in it, so that you can sort of dose it.
Yeah, she says both actually. Yeah. So when you're ready, we could start this ceremony. So clearly it would be all the better if all the lovely people that are following us tonight, they have some original cacao, but if not, we can still make the most out of it. So it's lovely that our followers are asking each other now. So Debbie, any recommended US brands?
Keith's cacao.
Oh, Keith.
Yeah, Keith. So Keith, because Keith is the original chocolate shaman. He's everywhere. And like they've got distribution centers in the UK and in America, because it's from Guatemala. So look on Keith's. Keith is one that I can't stock because of how expensive it is. They don't really do wholesale either, but it's one that I crave. It's just, that's the one that sort of tastes like cupboards. But there's something in it. It's very powerful, and it will get to the niggles, because if you think how it tastes so like woody and niggly, it's going to get to your niggles. And really make you face the truth.
It's Olga is saying she's got Aduna cacao.
I've not heard of that one. Keith's Cacao. Literally, the brand is called Keith's Cacao. And yeah, so
is the spelling correct, the way she wrote it?
Yeah, that's how you spell Keith, but with Keith's, because it's Keith's with an apostrophe S.
So shall we start with the ceremony then?
Yes. And I will say to people that if I'm looking mildly distracted, it's because Burning Man tickets have just been released, and I am currently sat in the queue to Burning Man. And Burning Man is what I went to in 2018, and that's where my awakening began. So I really want to go home to the playa this year to pay homage to like the transformation I've been through. So yeah, I'm hubsy here, and I'm crossing all my fingers that I can get a ticket I can afford as well, because it's so expensive. So if you could all cross your fingers for my fingers.
We will do.
So has everyone had that, like, have everyone been sipping along as we've been like drinking? Because otherwise you might want to start drinking your cacao now if you haven't already. Sometimes I also like these are the cups that I make, and I made them so that you can see what messages cacao might be leaving on the inside of the cup. So if you're drinking along, see if there's anything else that she's saying that isn't being translated in the flavor. And the feeling that is entering your body, and the thoughts that are maybe coming to your mind as you're sipping and listening to us. And as you get yourself more comfortable, for those that aren't drinking along, you can lie down if you want, or get really sunken into that sofa so that you feel really supported in where you are, so you're not thinking about having to keep your spine straight, unless you can, of course, completely relax sitting straight up. So we'll start by relaxing the body down, and then I will walk you to your sacred circle, and I will call cacao.
So I will lead you to it, and I'll give you I'll be
okay, it's just me now. So as you get yourself more and more comfortable, making sure that you're not holding tension anywhere in your body and trying to hold yourself in a particular position. Let yourself be heavy, let yourself take up space. There is nothing else that you need to do right now. There is nowhere else that you need to go. Just relax fully into this small moment in time, this present moment. And for those that are drinking cacao, how does that aftertaste feel in your mouth? Is it sweet? Is it bitter? Is it pleasant? Is it unpleasant? Just witnessing what's there, what's lingering, what emotions sort of are passing through, what thoughts are passing through your mind, like clouds or trains at a station. Just letting them pass through and go, no, thank you. Right now, I'm just listening to this. I'm just doing this right now. Feeling your body getting heavier and heavier. Bringing awareness to the top of your head. And as you move your awareness down from your crown, that place where all of the bones in your skull meet, the place where the light is let in, relaxing your scalp as your awareness trickles down over your forehead, letting the lines in your forehead just smoothen as you move to your eyebrows, all the little muscles around your eyes, letting your eyes gaze softly, maybe at the floor, at your knees, at your toes, or maybe completely shut. Whatever is most comfortable for your eyes, so that you are not squeezing or holding any tension. Just let it melt away as you move your awareness into your cheekbones. Letting any tension, any emotion in them just melt down. Just slowly letting go more and more. As you move into your jaw, finding space between your back teeth. Like gently holding a marshmallow. Noticing whether that's easy or hard. Is there a lot of tension there? Keeping an eye on, as you move your awareness down, whether the tension creeps back in when you're not looking. And as you move your awareness down into your neck, letting your head be heavy and supported, if it is supported by a pillow. Your neck no longer needs to hold your head up if it is supported. Surrendering that weight, surrendering the weight of your thoughts as well. Let them just be held and float away. My voice will go with you. And taking witness to what's in your throat chakra. What words are stuck in your throat? Are there words that want to be said to someone about something? Is there truths that are still stuck there for you? Just witnessing what's there. Nothing needs to be done right now. Just witnessing. Just noticing. Is your throat tight? Is it loose? Just noticing as we move our awareness down into our collarbones and letting them separate. Letting your shoulders drop down. Letting the top of your chest, your upper heart relax, open. As you move your awareness down your arms, just stopping just for a moment at the tips of your shoulders before moving down into your biceps, letting your arms feel heavier and heavier, to your elbows, to your wrists, and into your hands. Your arms feeling heavy, relaxed, and comfortable. And as you move your awareness back up into your chest, letting your heart be open as you can, witnessing what's there. Is there a shield? Is there a guardian keeping you safe? Not letting you feel everything. Just seeing what's there, letting the back of your torso relax into the chair if you are supported. Letting yourself be heavy. Taking a nice deep breath in. Feeling those muscles stretch between your ribs as you let go. Relaxing deeper and deeper with each deep breath that you take. Feeling heavier and heavier, more and more relaxed as you move your awareness into your torso, into your stomach muscles, into your solar plexus. What can you see? How is the fire that burns within you? Is it bright and shining? Is it yellow? Is it red? Is it orange? Are there many flames? Is it a big fireball? Is it a furnace? Is it a bonfire? Or is it a humble tea light candle? Just witnessing how it is. Does it need more fuel on the fire? Does it need tending? Is it burning low? Just witnessing. Letting your tummy be soft and supple and relaxed. As you move your awareness down into your hips, letting your pelvis be heavy, seeing what's there, what's in the bowl of your pelvis. If you're a woman and in your womb space, what's there? Are there any words? How is everything in there? Are there any messages? Are there any noises almost that are being said? And as you move your awareness down into your legs, into your thighs, noticing, are your inner thighs gripping on in any way? Letting them be heavy and relaxed. Checking in your hip bones. Have you been stuffing all the traumas and the stresses of the week in there? Just witnessing what's there and letting go of as much as you can right now. As you move your awareness down through your legs to your knees, letting them be comfortable and heavy, relaxed as you move your awareness down your shins, your calves, heavier and heavier, more and more relaxed until you reach your feet, wherever they may be. Let them be comfortable, heavy, relaxed, and put down. Just taking that moment to scan through your whole body and feel the wholeness of you where you are. I know some like to feel around their edges of them, those outside parts that are touching other things, almost creating that separation between you and the sofa or the chair or the floor, wherever you are. Feeling that wholeness of you, your physical vehicle. And when you feel that you are ready, that you are relaxed, there's a place in nature that is calling to you. There may be a place that you know that you've been before. It could be a famous place like Stonehenge, the Grand Canyon. It could be your back garden, your front garden, the local park. It could be by the sea, on the cliffs, in the desert, in the woods, in the meadows, in the forests. Wherever it is, go there. Flesh that place out. Look around. What's under your feet? What does it feel like? As this place comes to you, maybe reaching out and touching some of the plants. Maybe reaching down with the palm of your hand and touching the earth. Are there stones? Are there pebbles? Are there plants? Is there grass? And as you look up, what's the weather like? Is the sun shining? Is it raining? Is it day? Is it night? Letting this place come to you. And as you look forward, there's a path at your feet. Take that path. It will take you to your sacred circle. And as you walk down the path, just see how the scenery changes. What is that path made of? Is it bare earth? Is it stepping stones? Is it patio? Is it a river? Is it well worn, or is it one not most commonly trod? And as you weave your way down this path, noticing how you feel in this place. Does it make you uneasy? Does it make you feel relaxed? Do you feel home? Or do you feel lost? Just witnessing how you feel. And maybe there is an animal waiting for you up ahead on the path, your power animal, here to accompany you on this little trip. They may be big, they may be small, they may be on the path, they may be off the path. They may be one that you've met before. They may be one that's brand new to you. Just seeing if one has come. As it's so short, they might not want to. Or maybe they are gleeing in the opportunity to say hello. And they have a message. What is that message? And as you walk down this path, maybe still talking, exploring, the path opens up to a clearing, and inside is your sacred circle. This circle could be made of trees, of pebbles, of crystals, of leaves, of candles. A line drawn in the sand, mown circle of grass, whatever it looks like to you, it's yours. So walk up to it. This circle will keep you safe. And state your intention. Why are you here? Is there something you would like guidance with? Or do you just want to hear the messages that Cacao has for you at this present moment? Is there something that you need help with? Something that needs clearing? A problem that you can't quite figure out? And when you've stated your intention of what you would like to gain from this, step inside the circle and sit down. And call the spirit of Cacao to you, stating again why she should come, that you need help, that you would like to hear her messages, that you would just like to connect with her, to know who she is. And she will come in whatever form that suits you, that you need to see, to receive the message that she has for you. She could be a human, she could be an animal, she could be a feeling within your physical body. A rushing, a warmth, a tingling, a heart opening sensation. Whichever way she comes to you is right for you and is your personal relationship with Cacao. And she can shape shift and change. So if you have a relationship with her and she is turning up different for you, that's just what you need right now. So let her come to you without forcing, without worrying that she might not come. Know that she's already here. And listen. And listen. I will give you a few minutes without me talking for you to talk with her, asking her questions, waiting for her answers, or just feeling the sensations and the emotions that pass through you at this moment. Any negative, stale energy, let it out through the soles of the feet like black sludge. Returning what is no longer yours or that you no longer want back to the earth so it can grow more flowers, bigger tomatoes, greener grass. And at any stage, if there are any negative, stale emotions or energy that come up for you that you want to release, let it out through the soles of your feet like black sludge. See it pouring back to the earth as a gift. Energy is energy is energy. And receiving any last messages from Cacao. Any wisdom on maybe how you can implement these messages as wisdom into your life. Any practices that maybe you need to do. Any devotions that you need to dedicate yourself to that might help this manifest into this reality. And when you are ready, coming back to that sacred circle, if you've traveled away from it, giving Cacao a big hug, taking her in your arms, thanking her for her wisdom, her guidance, or just connection. If all you did was just sit there and look at each other or feel each other's presence, thank her for turning up, thank her for coming and gracing you, and feel her melt into your body as a brown golden energy melting back into your heart. And when you are ready, walking back up the path to the place in nature where you began, giving thanks to your sacred circle for holding you, knowing that this is a place that you can come and visit, knowing that also this place can change how it looks depending on what it is that needs to be worked on or how you are in that moment. And as you walk back up that path, maybe your power animal is still with you, thanking them if they came, and not being disappointed if they didn't. And as you arrive back to your place in nature where you began, bringing yourself back into your body, feeling the tips of your fingers, giving them a wiggle, wiggling your toes, maybe having a big stretch, whatever feels right and helpful to bring you back to just now. And if you shut your eyes, blinking your eyes open, ta-da!
I struggled to stay awake. But in a good way, by the way. It's not. Yes, I can't believe it. I struggled, honestly. I was feeling one of the main feelings I got through this beautiful, guidance meditation ceremony is the level of being grounded and in the present. There was an element of, being connected to spirit and to our higher selves as well. But there were moments where you were describing how to observe the cacao and what's around us and everything, and I found it nourishing and like very, very grounded, very present to myself, to my body. I don't know what the followers have. I know the numbers have been like going up and down. So sometimes people pop out and they pop back in again.
Yeah, if anyone has anything to share that did the whole journey, or even just a little bit of it, like, let us know.
Yeah. So if you stayed, for the ones that are here anyways, what is it that you experienced? And you imagine the same ceremony, the same guided meditation done under the influence of the cacao drink.
Oh, so it's more of a 4-hour ceremony. Like you have an hour to actually land and share why you're there, have an intention. And I'll bring a card out as well that then helps you with that guidance and that intention that is specific to you. So we've got a lot of time to actually arrive and be there. And then I will guide for over an hour and a half or longer. And then we have time to like come back and share and have a moving forward card. And whilst we drink cacao, I play a couple of really poignant songs that can really help get you to that place of introspection, or maybe you might hear a part of it, or those that come regularly as well. I mean, because I found from listening to the songs regularly as well each time, like almost that check-in, and you hear different parts of each one, and each different things become relevant, and they're also quite comforting in a way of going like, we are in a place of change right now. The earth is just being shaken up, but for the better, because I think that's something that we need reminding constantly, that like we are going through a time of turmoil, but it's change for the better, and as long as we are continually shedding the skins of ourselves, then we can change along with it. Otherwise it's just gonna get hella uncomfortable. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling hella uncomfortable, so I'm very much looking forward to shedding this next skin so that I can keep going.
Actually, we've got Mandy that has come in. Thank you, Mandy. And she says she caught the last part and it was relaxing, nourishing, as you say. I was able to close down the noise around me and release the day's worries. Thank you.
You're welcome. Amazing.
Yes, quite, isn't it? And it didn't really take much, did it? But sometimes we need to make an effort to find the time for ourselves, isn't it?
Just listen to someone's voice, be calm, and giving yourself permission to sit and lie down and shut your eyes for 5 minutes and know that someone's going to wake you up as well, like bring you down and bring you back up again. Then like you can actually do it. And I know for myself for a fact that like I should probably seek out more or record my own guided meditations so that I actually do them, and take that journey down and then journey back up again, because it's amazing how just hitting that base level of the bottom of you in the void can just be so nourishing. Then you feel like, wow, I've reset myself, like almost pressing that reset button, but you've got to go down mentally yourself to find it, and then you can get back on with your day. And then you can come back to reality, and then you have to go down and start it all again, because we just live in craziness.
It's a very interesting, very, very interesting process that sometimes we can achieve via other means, if you like. And I suppose one has to find what resonates with them. And this is what cacao does. So when you're at home and perhaps if you're catching up and watching this video, just have a think, how the cacao ceremony can help you achieve that introspective moments or processes, and it can certainly facilitate that.
I call cacao like a spiritual lubricant. Yes, you can get there on your own.
Yes.
But it's so much nicer and sometimes easier to shut off all of the with like something that is always been comforting to humans.
And I find that it's good if we are able to find that time to ourselves, but making an effort to be part of a group, actually, I think it adds some magic.
But because we all bring back wisdom that can be really helpful to other people. The way that we can actually word something or perceive something can be really, really. I've gotten such great medicine from hearing either from my participants or being part of a cacao ceremony and hearing other people's stories, and I go, wow, that's so relevant to me, and they've managed to like bring back something that I can really take with me. So I mean, like, but that's the same with any circle. Just hearing that someone else is going through the same nonsense and shit that you are is really comforting, and knowing that you're not alone in like feeling that you're just barely holding on to reality.
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's like, when you're part of a community, you can share. You suddenly don't feel alone anymore, and you can cope better with whatever comes out. And you have a safe, sacred space where the community holds the space for each other. And I think this will be, the important part, or the significant part of being there physically together with someone like yourself and the other people. So I think we're coming towards the end of this podcast. Thank you so much, Rebecca. I really needed this tonight. I really needed to let go of a day that was peculiar. Good but peculiar. And same as yours. Maybe it's the energy of the stars, who knows. And
it's a Leo full moon. We'll just blame the moon. It's fine.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course, it's I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it's that time.
I didn't think of that. It's the snow moon, I think it's called tonight, the February one. So thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us again from the US. Thank you, Olga, Mandy, Donna, Krish, Debbie, everyone that have joined us, and the others that I've noticed that they've been popping in to, listen in. Thank you for being here. Now, for next week, we have from Canada, Nicholas T, with the Pleiadians and with the star seeds, and yes, one not to be missed. He had quite some success last time he joined us, and we found out the interesting things about the stars and the higher beings.
Does he channel the Pleiadians? Does he channel like live?
It's here. It will be. I don't know if he has a channel, but I know for sure he's got a website.
Does he channel the Pleiadians?
He channels the Pleiadians, and it doesn't channel only, but it does healing. he does healing via the Pleiadians. So yeah, interesting. So if you want to join us next week and you're free and you're about, then you know where to find us and to hear more about that. So I'm going to send blessings, love, and light to everyone here and beyond, here and the ones that will be catching up this video, and to the beautiful Rebecca, thank you for your presence, for your love, and for the beautiful ceremony, because I certainly needed it.
You're welcome.
So, and it really resonated with me. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, again. And take care. And I shall see you again next week on the School of Conscious Evolution, a podcast for your soul. Take care.
And if you want to find me on Instagram, I'm Shamanic Cacao.
Of course, yes. And I will be
That's the best place to find me. I'm not on Facebook.
Yeah. And I will be publishing the details where to find Rebecca and find out a bit more about what she does. Yes.
Amazing.
Okay. Have a good night. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I'm still here. Am I supposed to leave? Have I just taken over her channel now? It still says I'm live. Doesn't everyone love technology? Shall we have a chat? Who's here? I don't think I'm in control of this. Do I just leave? What do I do? Present? No. Do I have to stop? Does anybody know how this works? Is anybody still here? Is anyone still here? No? Yes? No? Danny, where are you? Are you still here? Am I still here? It says I'm live. I think everyone else is gone. It's just me. It's fine. This is like the bloopers at the end of the video. I wonder if she'll cut this bit out. Maybe I'll just leave the studio. Anyway.